What is up? What is up? What is up, everybody? And welcome to another Dad Hat Chronicle Sports Show. I am your humble host. My name is Ed Rivera. Also with me, I have my wonderful good friends, Mr. Prospector himself, the influencer, and the mayor, who is like just became even more popular than us, So just want to put that out there. That's pretty cool. I just want to put that out there. And then also, just so you guys know, another little bit of news is we are still not able to go live on Twitter because Elon Musk decided that they want to charge people for going live on Twitter. So therefore, we are not live on Twitter. So we're probably going to put somebody to put a message real quick on Twitter so that way they know. Anyways, welcome everybody to another week, another show. Let's get started today. Mr. Prospector, how are you today, my friend?
Mr. Dad Hat, Mr. Ed Rivera, the Mr. Newly employed at a new place.
Yes, sir.
Rivera,
don't you forget it.
Doing well, my man, and very happy to be on with you guys. To be on with the mayor, who's on with a bunch of somebodies. He is a somebody.
He is with somebody.
Yeah, he's the somebody. He's got people for the other stuff. But I'm doing well. Glad to be on with you guys tonight, and let's see. Tonight I am wearing the Rocky Mountain vibes, because I got those, I got those good vibes tonight being on here on the DHC Sports Show with the chat. Shout out to you guys. And then tonight we're going back to a tried and true.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah, we are.
Shut the front door. Look at you.
And actually, full disclosure, it's in a Gatorade Zero bottle, but it's actually Propel, which is a Gatorade product. So Gatorade, if you want to sponsor us, it's the orange raspberry because it's got a little bit of immune support in it. So got to support the immune system tonight.
Hey.
So are you telling us you're not the prime minister anymore?
I am not the prime minister anymore. No.
I love that look, Ed.
Yeah. Wow. It didn't even take. I wasn't even the first one to do a dad joke tonight. Dad joke came from an actual dad. So
yeah. Well, thank God.
Something special about this Vibes logo. This didn't come out until they went independent, but it's like the salute to service.
Oh, so cool. Yeah, I see that now.
Yeah, so it's got Toasty like saluting the flag. So they've done this for a lot of salute to service nights and like patriotic nights, and so got that with the Jordan brand Rocky Mountain Vibe shirt. So
nice.
Rocking Colorado tonight.
Nice. Okay. I like it. All right. We're going to go with the quiet one, boys and girls. Mr. Influencer, talk to us.
What's up, fellas? How's it going tonight?
Another day, baby. You know how this goes.
Doing well. How are you?
Good. I'm at the final 2 games of the Summer League season for Zach. They play in a tournament this weekend, but they usually play Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, but they don't start until Saturday. And we're heading out of town, so this is his last game, so he doesn't get to play in the tournament. Had a really good first game, went 2 for 3 with the RBI single and a triple, and then he's starting on the mound this second game, and he started out with a leadoff single, but then had a fly out, ground out, and a strikeout, and then at the plate, he just flew out. It was a pretty good hit to center, flew out to center, but so far, pretty good night. For myself, I'm wearing the Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp. It's a running hat. So I run in this hat. It has Crustacean Nation on it. And then have, as always, got the water. Hi, Patrick.
Jesus. This is getting off to a great start tonight, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Oh,
yes, it
God
is.
Almighty. All right. Mr. Mayor, how are you, my friend?
Oh, I'm doing good. I'm doing real good today.
Nice of you to lower yourself to be with us tonight.
Yeah, right. The superstar just lowered his standards.
Yeah, nice of you to lower your standards.
Well, it's election season. You got to mingle amongst the folks. So.
Oh, I like what you did there. I like what you did.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Wow. Fair enough.
So I stuck with my off to work hat today for Ed. He loves this Spartanburger CPL logo. This is a trucker hat that I got off eBay.
While you were on the road, did you find Ed's hat?
I have not yet.
In a box somewhere in a corner.
I'm hoping one day it's going to
The
show up
Crunchbox somewhere?
with his label marked out on it.
I know. I can't. I will die if ever that happens. If like they're clearing out the stadium or something, you know what I mean, where they were used to play like in a storage bin.
Yeah.
Like Ed Rivera, you know, in my interest there.
That'd be
Well,
funny if they just threw it in the mail and it like showed up one day.
Well, I think it actually ended up with like a Mr. Ned Pantera from parts unknown, North Carolina.
Unreal. I'm still mad, but you know what's
So
okay.
Ned
It's okay.
Pantera.
So anyway, I had to go with this hat. I actually planned to wear this hat today because it was a trucker
Mhm.
before today's announcement came out about the affiliation, or not the affiliation, the league change. We'll talk about that
Realignment?
later. Yeah,
Realignment.
the realignment. So it kind of worked out appropriately. I actually am going with my wiffle ball T-shirt.
Oh, that's
today.
such a nice shirt.
Oh, I love this T-shirt. So going with the wiffle
Is that
ball.
from
T-shirt.
was it what is that company?
It's Homage.
Always Homage. Okay,
Yeah.
because they also have.
Oh no, this is I take that back. This isn't Homage. This is oh, give me a few minutes. I'll
Yeah.
think of it. It's not Homage. I'm sorry.
It's not. I know it's not Homage. They do a bunch of old
Streaker
school-
Sports. It's Streaker
Sports. That's what it
Streaker
is.
Sports.
Yep. So yeah, they've got some really cool old school shirts, and tonight I actually pulled one out that's been sitting in the fridge a little while. I was worried it might not be doing good, but it's from Masthead Brewing up in downtown Cleveland. It's a jalapeno IPA, and the jalapeno is really coming in good now that this has been sitting in the fridge for probably a couple of months.
Oh,
Ooh,
man.
jalapeno.
Why ruin a good jalapeno with the rest of it?
And I'm drinking it out of my Cleveland Monsters 2024
Fear the depth.
playoff Fear the Depths can glass.
I appreciate you for doing
Yeah,
that.
does the IPA like yellow the glass because it's such poor quality because it's not even real beer?
Come on. What are you doing?
Okay. All right. Here we go.
What are you doing?
Anyways. Okay. By the way, that's a nice colored t-shirt. They have a nice gray one. They also have some cool looking wiffle ball original tee. Not too bad, comparing to what they even have a trucker hat with Snoopy on it.
Yeah, I saw that. I was getting ready to say they have a Snoopy wiffle ball hat that I might have to get at some point. That's pretty cool.
They have it in a hoodie as well, bro.
Oh, we like some hoodies.
We love some hoodies around
It'll
here.
be hoodie weather before we know it too.
Yep.
I know.
And Mr. Rivera, how are you doing tonight?
Man, I'm living a dream, baby.
What are you wearing and what are you drinking?
You know what? Since I moved down to North Carolina, I figured I represent, my home state. So I'm wearing my 47 Cleanup North Carolina, designed by Ryan Foos himself.
Yes, sir.
They don't have this one available right now because it is, guess what? Sold out. Okay.
Yeah.
But
Well, you're part of the exclusive clubs that get first runs now.
This
So
is what we do around here. Okay. We got to work with what we got. They do have this same version in a New Era snapback that I'm wearing for it to come back. So I can
like a 950.
Yes, a New Era 950, baby.
Nice.
So yeah, so I'm waiting for them to put that back so I can get it because I'm definitely getting that. I'm doing, just living the dream, baby. And tonight, last week I went with the strawberry Simply Spiked lemonade. Tonight I'm going with the signature one.
Ooh, are those good, by the way?
Bro, listen, they are. You know
Dangerous.
how I go. Yeah, they are very dangerous. They are yummy in my tummy. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Okay,
They're no IPA though.
they are not an IPA. Thank you, Jesus.
Yeah, yeah. I was gonna say they're not an IPA. They're good.
Yeah, exactly. They're delicious. But let me tell you, they are so good. It sneaks up on you because you're like, oh, I can handle another one.
Yep.
Oh, I can take another one. And by your fifth one, you're already messed up, like beyond belief. So that is honest to God truth, though. But yeah, definitely that's what I'm going with today. And of course, I'm also going a little bit of water. I gotta wake up super early. I usually do, but I gotta go travel for work tomorrow. So yeah.
Does that mean no morning workout for Ed, or does that mean
morning workout, dude? I'm so upset about that. And listen, once you get used to it, right? Once you get used to working out for a while, right? And then like you take your that out of your whole routine, like your day just messed up. So you gotta just, you gotta figure out a way later on in the day to put in a workout, go for a walk or something, because if not, it'll throw off your whole day. So anyway, so yeah, that's what's going on. Yeah, let's dive into, I got to give credit where credit is due. I asked you guys earlier today if you guys wanted to talk a little bit of football, and then our good friend Eric put a really good question on our chat, today, and I want to talk about that. We're going to talk about the realignment, but I really like this question from him, and I wanted to put it here for you guys and also the people in the chat. And I'm looking for it right now. Where is it?
While you're looking for that, shout out to Beeson. He's hanging out in the New York area. Saw him at the old Yankee Stadium, the old Polo Grounds
and he's
earlier.
At Brooklyn Cyclones today.
Cyclones tonight. So got the kids with him, making some good rounds as the dad there, getting them to some ball games.
Making some memories, baby. That's what it's all about.
There you go. Good job, Beeson. And shout out to Phil. Phil surprised me the other night at the second game of the doubleheader. All of a sudden I just heard somebody say, "How you doing, Mr. Mayor?" And I turned around and there's Phil. He just showed up for the second game of the doubleheader the other night.
That's pretty cool. I like that a lot.
Good time hanging out with him.
Geraldo Rivera will open a vault at the old ballpark and find Ed's hat for real. All right, so here's a question. So the second half of the season, right? We are in the second half of the season now. Do we think anybody is going to make a big move towards a playoff, right? But I'm going to put a little bit of extra here on this one, right? Who do we think is going to fizzle out, out of the playoffs, right? Because we're always talking about who's going to make, who's going to be going a hot streak and make it into the playoffs, but who is going to fizzle out, and then who is going to be making a move into to make the team stronger for a run at the playoffs. So whoever wants to, let's start with Eric. So since he's the one that brought the question, I'm going to start with you, my friend.
That's funny that he thinks I brought your question, Donnie.
I know. I was wondering what question you had brought until he started talking about it. I'm like, I'm the one that brought that up.
Well, isn't that the second time today that you've been misquoted with each other?
Oh, yeah, it's okay. I gave Donnie the credit because, I want to give Eric the credit. But anyways, Eric, go ahead, please.
Great question, Eric.
Donnie, what was your question? I don't remember.
He just explained it. Weren't you listening?
He was not listening.
No, I wasn't.
Okay, so basically second half, who do you think is going to fall out of the race, and is there anybody you think that's going to come up into the race, or do we think it's going to kind of stay status quo?
I think for the most part, majority of the teams are going to stay as
you think
is.
So?
There's so many teams that are so far behind right now. I mean, positioning obviously could change a little bit. Like the Yankees, Orioles might go back and forth a little bit. So I think that could change. But for the most part, now it's a pretty close race right now. Cleveland has a 4-game lead on both Minnesota and Kansas City. So that one I think may be pretty close. But other than that, I think for the most part, I don't really see a whole lot of teams that may jump up. I mean, there could be one or two that might sneak into a spot. But right now, I think for the most part, everything's going to hold except for, seeding and everything.
Do you see anybody as like a big buyer to put them over the hump?
Oh, Donnie, you and me right here, baby.
Wow. Patrick, you answer that one.
What's up, Lichtenberg?
Who's going to be a big buyer? Oh.
Well, we know that Toronto's going to be a big seller. So let's go with that.
I was waiting for someone to say it.
I'll say it for you because, Cleveland has been linked to them, and then a bunch of teams have been linked to them. Oh, okay, Eric. Listen, Eric. Not you, influencer, but Mr. Lichtenberg. I think the Twins are coming for those Guardians. You need to calm down, bro. Calm down, okay? You're probably right.
They're too streaky.
Yeah, well, the whole division is streaky. That's the thing, though. The Central is full of streaky teams. You know.
Yeah, but given that y'all have stayed in the same place for a while too, so even though it has been streaky, you've all been streaky, kind of ebbing and flowing, but it hasn't changed the standings too much.
Right? Yeah. Like what was that, Ed? Cleveland and Kansas City both had like a 7-game win streak or something.
Good for the longest time. I know.
I'm like, bro, lose. Remember that when we kept?
Yeah, we were just talking to each other. I was like, dude, can your team lose already?
Exactly like he said. It's been about the same. Like. We both would kind of lose together or win together.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And it's not going to change. I don't think it's going to change for the rest of the season, with those teams, with those three teams, right? With Cleveland, Minnesota, and Kansas City. Detroit, I think, they're going to make some noise. I just don't think they have enough to make it close to, the rest of those teams. So yeah, that's what I'm going to go with on that one. So, all right. So let me ask you this then, Donnie, for you, same question, right? What do you think? What team is going to fizzle out? What team is going to just like catch some, lightning in a bottle here and then just make a run for it?
Well, I mean, Houston has surprised me that they've climbed into it now, because
Yeah.
Seattle kind of was holding that division pretty good. Although I don't think Seattle's going to fizzle. I think Seattle's going to eventually prevail. I think Houston's going to fizzle just a little. But it's going to basically be down to the two of them. I don't think Texas is really going to come on. Although they're not far back, they could get a streak going, but it's just going to be a matter of who the buyers are. And that's what I'm not sure about. I mean, like Patrick said, I think Baltimore and New York they'll be close together.
Yeah.
Or maybe Eric said that. I'm sorry.
No,
I caught myself. I'm sorry. You said that, Eric, because you'd gone to Patrick after you said that, and that threw me. But anyway, Eric said,
they're just laughing.
I know. As soon as he cracked a smile, I'd realize I said it wrong.
Yeah.
But Eric said, Baltimore and New York were going to kind of, stay there close together. And I agree, they probably will. I honestly, like I said, I don't see anybody really fizzling out. I'm just not sure who's going to do the buying. I think the Yankees are actually going to do some buying, to be honest. I think they're going to try to pick up a few players that are.
They need some help.
That's
what happened.
That's what I was going to say, is that the Yankees need desperate bullpen help.
Yeah.
I mean, the Yankees, to be fair, and no disrespect, they always need bullpen help.
Well, and I hope we can get Miller from Oakland. I mean, if we can get him, or
extreme disrespect.
Call it as I see it, man. Call it as I see it. I do think that in the West is very interesting to me, in the AL West.
Yeah.
I still think Texas could make a run. I'm just waiting for them to do it. So
we've been waiting all season for them to do it.
We have, but the fact that they've played so poorly and they're only 4 games out of first, it's there for the taking. I mean, you could say that for the Mariners and the Astros, but
true.
If the Rangers can put it together when they're getting back Scherzer and getting back some pitching, and if they can pitch the way they know how, then there's a lot of talent on that team. I mean, you don't become bad overnight when you're the defending World Series champions. You just have to get hot at the right time. So that's a team that I could see making a run, but because no one saw Houston making the run that they did, and look at where they are.
Yeah, I was getting ready to say that, Patrick. Like, how terrible were they to start the year? They have a new manager and everything, and all of a sudden they're in first now? I don't know.
Yep.
Yeah, they're tied.
Yeah, they're tied with Seattle by percentage, not by wins and losses.
Yeah,
I mean, and the Mariners could go out, could still come out and win it, but what an epic collapse by them in terms of letting what was it, as much as a 10-game lead just kind of fall away within 8 games. I mean, it's just
true.
I mean, it was the opposite of what the Guardians and the Royals were doing.
Parity this year has been crazy.
Yeah, because as the Mariners were losing, the Astros were winning, and they made up 8 games in the span of 11 games or something like that. It was insane.
Thank you for watching, Mike.
Yeah, appreciate it, Mike.
Real quick, I started to break up your thought. Mike Ward there, he shares office space with Mrs. Mayor.
Ah, gotcha.
So he was joining to check it out. He hasn't watched the show in a while. So
come back next week. We'll be here.
Yeah, I thought it was maybe someone campaigning with you or something like that.
He is campaigning for the mayor.
Yeah, he's another one of my people. But anyway, go ahead, Patrick. I'm sorry.
Wise and Ward. Yeah, so the West is very interesting to me. I've seen a lot of shouts in the chat for the Braves because obviously Ozzie Albies is now out for 8 weeks after fracturing his wrist, and then they picked up Whit Merrifield, and to try to.
Well, I mean,
listen, Whit Merrifield. I mean, Eric can speak to this as well as anyone, but. With Whit, it could be as much as a change of scenery. Like when he struggled in KC and went to Toronto, he was a he was a much better player for that season because he was able to kind of reset. So he signed a major league deal with Atlanta. So he's a useful piece in that he can play around the diamond.
Didn't he start with the White Sox?
You mean originally or this season?
This season
with the Phillies.
With the Phillies,
the Phillies released him. Yeah. And then he signed a major league deal, and he'll be covering second for the Braves. But the thing is, he can play in the outfield. He can play. The man can even catch. So he's a. They've had a lot of injury problems, but all you have to do is get in. That's the thing. I mean, they're not gonna. They don't have to win the division. All they have to do is get in. So
I was just gonna say, it's like, listen, anything can happen. Once you get in, as long as you get into the wild card, who cares? Just get in.
Right. Yeah. Wait, Phil. The Braves have added the city of Savannah to the IL. That's bananas.
Okay.
Saw that coming from a mile away.
Yeah, right. That's like you just telegraphed that thing.
He did.
Gross. All right. So, listen, as far as what what I see is, I see Baltimore sticking in. I see New York, sticking in. It is very interesting because right now in the American League, right, we have Baltimore, Cleveland, and Houston with the division right now. But then when you look at the wild card right now, you got New York Yankees, the Minnesota Twins, and then Kansas City, right? So it's like then you got the Central right there, pretty much holding it strong, and then you have Boston and Seattle, right? So out of the West, I think only one team is going to come out this year. I honestly think that only one team that's going to be the division winner, and then everything else is going to be out of the East or the Central.
Well, I'm really happy that your teams are doing so well, in all honesty. Like if mine can't, I'm really glad that you guys have teams that you support that are doing so well.
Well, we'll see when,
well,
how friendly we are with each other when playoff starts.
Well, the thing is, I can be like I am in the chat with the guy with the popcorn. I can just sit back because my team sucks. So I can just sit back and, just pop the popcorn and just see how things go.
So let me go over really quick over the NL. So we got the Phillies, the Dodgers, and Milwaukee. Milwaukee has been a surprise for me, guys. I'm not gonna lie. Milwaukee has been. I was surprised how they. I had the Cubs going a little ahead of them, but you know how that goes, right?
Well, they're going to be the Cubs.
Oh, they will. But then you got the wild card, which is Atlanta, St. Louis. There it is, Rod, and then the New York Mets. The New York Mets are holding on right now. Obviously, if anything, it'll be Atlanta, St. Louis, right? But it's like the Mets out of nowhere. They've been bad all year, and then they really don't have a lot of pitching, in that team. But hey, listen, they've been surprising people. Arizona, 51-50 right now. Right now, they're winning against the Royals.
Pittsburgh's right there too.
Right. I was just going to say Pittsburgh Pirates. They started strong this year. They're above 500. At this point last year, they were well below 500.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of good, pleasant surprises so far. I'm with you on with you guys on the. I don't think a lot of people. There's going to be a lot of movement as far as anybody jumping over. I think we're pretty set right now as far as the teams that are going to be the teams going forward. Seeding is what's going to change, like Eric was saying. But
so what? I know we've already mentioned a couple of names, but who do you guys think the big players that will move, before the deadline will be? And that can be either the waivers or that can be. We've already seen some players hit waivers, and some are restricted waivers, some are unrestricted waivers, but. Who are the big names that you actually see realistically moving? Because a lot of teams are afraid to make moves at the deadline because they don't want to give up prospect capital. So, what?
That's good.
Who do you think legitimately, as far as players, individual players, could move?
That's a tough one right now.
One of the names I saw earlier today was Jazz Chisholm.
Yeah, I've been seeing that name a lot even before the All-Star.
Right,
he's very expensive.
He's going to be expensive, but his name's out there because Miami is just on fire right now. There's dumpster fire.
Yep.
So
ever since they got rid of what's her name? I forgot her name.
Kim Ng.
Kim,
and then their manager. They have been absolute hot garbage.
Well, Kim Ng just joined the board of directors of the Baseball Hall of Fame.
Yeah, shout out to her.
Shout out. Good job on her part.
That's a great move by the Hall of Fame.
Don't get me wrong. I think she's great with doing that. I think Major League Baseball is doing a disservice to her not being on a major league team running that team, because what she did with Miami was outstanding, because no one counted in Miami. You know what I mean?
Well, it's one of those moves where they think they can take the next step with somebody else, and then it backfires tremendously.
Horribly. And to be honest with you, I'm kind of glad that it did, because they wanted to be the smartest people in the room, and they backfired royally.
They're giving the people of Miami just yet another reason not to go to the park. They weren't even going when they were winning.
Right.
So
they had more people during the Caribbean series than they did during the games.
Right.
So.
And that's where you're going to get most of the people is for those types of games.
Yep.
Not for Marlins games.
Nope. The World Baseball Classic, the Caribbean series, games like that are going to give you more revenue. Than I think concerts are doing better than the actual baseball team.
Oh, for sure.
So
Scooball is one of the top names right now that's out there. It's a matter of whether Detroit will dump him or not.
See, that's gonna also. I think that's even more expensive there.
Yeah, I mean, he's only making $2.6 million. I mean, but he's arbitration.
What kind of control? What kind of control do they have on him, though?
That's what I was just going to ask.
Well, I mean, it's he's eligible for 2 more years. He's under club control for through 26, so 2 years.
I agree with Eric. That's what makes him expensive. If you've got multiple years of control on him, they're gonna want to have
control
significant prospects, or at least one elite prospect back, and maybe a couple mid-tier, at least, if not more.
So I would think, I've heard quite a bit about Tommy Pham and Luis Robert Jr. I could see Pham going more. If they had to be only one of the two, I could see Pham going, especially somebody that needs like a bat, whether that's lead off or wherever they might put him.
You know who needs to make a move?
Who?
Seattle.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
They need to make a move because Julio is on the 10 and JP Crawford is on the 10-day IL.
And Ty France was released.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, Ty France, a former All-Star, released.
Where is he headed to?
I don't
Paris for the Olympics.
You what?
Paris for the Olympics. That's a joke for you, Patrick.
Well played, sir.
Thank you.
Well played. You tied that one up nicely.
Rosarena is another name that's being thrown around too. So,
really?
Yeah.
Well,
they would not.
Now I can, and I really think Bo Bichette is going to move. Bo Bichette is with comments that he keeps making. He's dying to get out of Toronto. So I think he's primed for a move.
Okay, so let me ask you this, because Cleveland is one of the teams that are interested in him because we need help at shortstop. I mean, that's just without a doubt we need help at shortstop. And he's a good, decent bet, better than what we have right now.
He's a hitting machine when he's happy.
Right. I was just how many years left does he have in his contract? Or is this a contract year?
No, he's on a 3-year deal. Because that buys out the rest of his arbitration eligible years.
Okay.
So I think he signed a 3-year deal, and it went 1 year into free agency. So he's got, I want to say he's got 2 years left after this. He's either 1 or 2.
Okay.
But he has control beyond this year. I do know
that's
that.
That's what Cleveland is going to have to give up some prospects for him.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think the Blue Jays are going to get what they want for him.
They won't.
But because they're not in a really good they don't have a lot of really good leverage. I mean,
they don't have a lot of leverage right now because I think, and I'll be honest with you, I would not be surprised if Vladdy also moves.
Well, I think Vladdy's more likely to stay than Bo.
Oh, 100%. Because if anyone's going to move, it's going to be,
Vladdy's at least shown an inclination. Now, he's not going to take a hometown discount, but Vladdy
he's born in Canada.
Desire to sign long-term in Toronto, but I think it's more likely that Vladdy goes, that Vladdy will get traded in the offseason, honestly. If they can't come to some term on a long-term deal, it's either this offseason or trade deadline next year, because they will. And they can't come to terms with him in the offseason. He'll be. It's a matter of when, not if he leaves, because they're not gonna let him walk for free.
Yeah, Luis Robert, that's an interesting one.
Anyone want to trade for Ross Atkins? Because maybe give me some sunflower seeds for him. I'd happily accept it. We'd be getting a steal in that deal.
Let's see.
Did you see that potential? I don't know. It's probably not going to happen, but that trade possibility for Scooble, where they
No.
said, so it was like Scooble and some no name for Heston Kierstead and Holiday.
What?
What?
Yeah, look at Mike tweeted that today.
Holiday's not going anywhere, dude.
No.
Was Mike in the middle of watching Wimbledon when that happened?
Probably.
He must have been on some roofied chili or something, because
Well,
you're
it
not getting
wasn't
Kierstead and Holiday. You're not getting
wasn't
Kierstead and
him.
Holiday for Scooble.
Well, no, it wasn't him that said it. I think they said potential trade possibility from, I don't know, John Heyman or something. It's probably not going to happen, but it was just.
Well, I can see one of those going for Scooble, like one of them in a package of like lesser prospects, but you're not going to get Kierstead and Holiday in the same deal.
No, but would you honestly get rid of Holiday after that short little stint of him
Absolutely
in the majors where
not.
he didn't do good?
Yeah.
I mean, you got to give
Absolutely
him more
not.
time. He's so
He's
You
young.
got to give that
19.
kid some time. No,
He's
dude.
19.
Yeah,
So
You rushed
I mean,
the kid.
yeah.
yeah.
We were just talking about this. Like, you rushed his kid, and then you want to get rid of him? No, they're not going to do that. There's no way.
I mean, yeah, I mean, like, I'd almost think that you'd get rid of like a Mountcastle before you do that. Not that I'm expecting they get rid of Mountcastle. I'm just saying, like, that's more of the type of player I'd see them shifting. Or, you know, they've got plenty of depth in the minor league system at Norfolk that teams would covet. I mean,
Yeah.
It's certainly not going to be Jackson Holiday that you're going to move unless you're getting like a, you know, an organization altering superstar. That's the only one. And Scooble is not it.
No.
Where Baltimore is at right now, do you see any way that they would bring him back up at all this year?
No.
No.
No. I think you protect him.
You protect him. You keep him in AAA for the rest of the year.
Let him thrive at AAA. I mean, that's a good Norfolk team. So
right,
I think
might bring him up for, like, you know, at the end of the season kind of deal. Like, you know, when you bring up some players just to get some.
call-up.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe last couple of weeks or something, but
exactly. But other than that, you keep him down, and then, you know, he will not be eligible for the playoffs. So just keep him down there.
yeah, because depending on where they're at going into the playoffs, they'll bring him up just to give their other guys a rest.
Their veterans a rest before,
AL East champs?
No, they'll be wild card, but
I think they'll be the champs.
So Boston's going to be the AL East champs?
oh, for God's sake!
But Patrick,
What type of boon are you expecting in New York?
Here we go. So let's stop now. Toronto is also looking to get rid of some pitching.
Kikuchi,
Danny Jensen, and Jimmy Garcia.
Bassett. Well, and I could see Chris Bassett too. So who'd you say? Kikuchi,
Jansen,
oh, well, Jansen,
and Jimmy Garcia.
well, Jimmy Garcia is going to be a free agent, and he's
All
been
three of them
excellent.
will be free agents at the end of the year.
Oh, Danny Jansen, the catcher. Okay.
Danny Jansen.
Okay, yeah. Yes. Danny's a useful piece, and he really hasn't gotten the respect in Toronto that he deserves. I mean, he's had a pretty good year, but I could see that. I mean, but the problem is that he's been a better catcher than Alejandro Kirk's been this year. So we went from like an embarrassment of riches with Gabby Moreno and Kirk and Jansen. Now we may be down to just Kirk. So,
but by the way, talking about a big last name, right? That's like, you know, popular. Mark Leiter Jr. could be traded.
ooh,
Who?
Mark Leiter.
Mark Leiter Jr.
So not Jack?
No, Mark.
Who's he with?
The Cubs.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, that would make the Cubs a little bit lighter as a roster, but you know,
Can this guy, Ed? Who
yeah,
invited him on?
that guy, that influencer guy, I'm telling you, what a guy.
So, and the Angels are looking to get rid of the whole team, pretty much.
Can you blame him?
So it's obviously spending the free agents: Carlos Estevez, Kevin Pillar, Brandon Drury, Luis Garcia, reliever Luis Garcia, and Hunter Strickland. All will be available.
Speaking of which, did you see that Trout's going to be in AAA Salt Lake soon? I don't know if he started yet. But
I think it was tonight.
I think it was either tonight or tomorrow or whatever
Bro,
it
if I'm
was.
him, would you want to play again for the rest of this year, or do you just just keep?
I mean,
And
just to
and
play if you love the game, but they're not going to.
do you think
anything.
Do you think he wants to stay in LA?
I mean,
He's saying all the right things.
He's been saying it like he does.
Like, they don't give him anything. They give him Shohei, and then they don't do anything, and they take that away, and now they dump everybody. It's like, what are you doing?
Is the mayor making a play for him to end up a Yankee? I swear, if
Yeah.
Trout ends up a Yankee,
He's not going to end up a Yankee.
He's not going to end
yeah.
up a Yankee, but I mean, he's got to go
He's going to go to
somewhere.
Cleveland.
No way. There's absolutely no way he'll end up in Cleveland.
Cleveland couldn't afford like a month on his contract, much less
Hell,
when he
Trout
went to
can
the
afford a week
Trout
with
can
the
name
owner
it.
that we have. So
Trout
he'll be
can
going
name
to Oakland. Don't worry. He'll be fine in Oakland.
Oh,
Or
man.
Sacramento.
Well,
Or Vegas.
wait, so is that his angle? He's going to go play in Salt Lake so he can get used to playing in a AAA ballpark. So when he goes to Sacramento next year,
Yeah, he'll be fine.
Yes.
outstanding.
He's going to load up on home runs.
For real, right?
He's trying to be like Joe Adell. He's trying to be like Joe Adell and just stack up on home runs at AAA. Maybe not in the majors, but Joe Adell, can stack them up in AAA.
We'll see. I mean, this.
Sorry, Zach. I don't mean no offense.
I mean, I feel bad for Zach, right? I mean, that team is
Well,
like
I
like
can't say anything. I'm the last one that can talk. The Angels are about as good as the Blue Jays are, maybe better. I don't know.
You know what? Do you want to know what team that also surprised me this year? Randy and Rosarena.
The Rays.
Gone.
Well, they're beating the Blue Jays, so.
But Randy and Rosarena is another name that's going to be out there, right? Let's see, Luis Robert Jr. that we talk about, Luis Robert.
Yep.
Jack Flaherty.
Yeah. I definitely think Jimmy Garcia is one of the better arms as far as a bullpen arm that someone could get. I really do. That man's been electric this year for a really, really bad Blue Jays team.
Do you guys see if the Texas Rangers don't do anything, do you think they'll start dealing people?
Who, the Rangers?
Yeah.
Well, a lot of the buzz is that if the next week or so they don't go on a hot streak, they probably will start dumping.
Jesus.
Well, then the question is, who do they start dumping?
Well, according to this, you got Nathan Eovaldi,
I could see that.
David Robertson, Kirby Yates, Robbie Grossman, and even Adolis Garcia.
Yeah.
You wouldn't get rid of Garcia. What about Seager?
Nope. Not on
Seager's on too much money and too long of a deal for people to go and get him.
Yeah.
He's too much of a fan favorite for them to get rid of Garcia.
Well, I mean, you're not throwing away your future. You're throwing away this season. So you're going to go for like expiring contracts and
right.
Yeah.
That's what most of those guys are. They're expiring contracts and player options.
Like if Adolis Garcia was on a long-term deal, I don't think he would even be considered. But if he's not, I don't even really know what his contract situation is.
Also, the fact that like the Dodgers are looking to add more players makes me kind of sick. Not gonna lie. You know what I'm saying? Like
interpreter. Oh wait, too soon.
Okay, slow down. But you know what I'm saying? Like they're looking to add more players. Like sweet Jesus.
Well, that's why Ohtani worked his deal the way he did, though, so they could.
Right. Well, but also like the Dodgers, while they're in first, I expect them still to be better than they are. Like, I mean, like I think their 60-41 record is sort of deceiving because they're
underperforming and still in first.
Right, exactly. And I know that sounds dumb of me to say, but I really think that part of it too is that the rest of the West just hasn't been there. Like the Giants are awful. The Diamondbacks have underperformed. The Padres have underperformed.
Yeah.
Still better than a lot of teams. I mean, over 500, I got to give them credit, but they've kind of made it easy for the Dodgers.
So, you know what, Val, if you want to join us, come and join us. I want to ask you some questions on your team because you're a Rangers fan. That's your team. I want to know what your thoughts are because this is getting crazy with this team, right? I mean, we're just talking about the NL Central. We're talking about like I just couldn't. I didn't see the Rangers being this bad this year.
I picked them to be first.
Haruka Salt of baseball. Look at her pulling a Willy Wonka reference out. That's funny.
They're like, the people from Willy Wonka.
Val, come on, you got a golden ticket.
Oh my God, unreal. It's just, I mean, I'm looking at the division, right? I mean, obviously Oakland sucks, so no one cares about Oakland.
I still think Oakland's better than I thought they'd be.
They are. They're better than anybody thought they would be, despite the fact they're still in last place. I mean, they've won 40 games. They're only.
I was just 40 and 62, dude.
Yeah.
Well, how good is who is it? Rooker?
Yeah, he's
Rooker?
gone.
Yeah,
How
Rooker's
good
gone.
is he playing right now?
Well, and one of the biggest surprises of the season is that Mason Miller stayed healthy.
Yeah.
You know what the problem with Oakland players are? You know, like they're like, if you're good, you know you're going to get traded for a bunch of prospects. So they're like, God Almighty, let me be good this year so I can get out of this dumpster fire.
Well, there's a gap between their elite players and then the rest of them.
Yeah, because the rest of them are AAA players.
Right. Huge gap.
So, I mean, listen, they're doing their 3 games. The Angels are 3 games better than Oakland, for God's sakes. You know what I mean? I mean, you got what else? They're doing better than Colorado. They're obviously doing better than Miami. So, I mean, you're right. I mean, they're not doing that bad considering they're all AAA players. I mean, the majority of them are AAA players.
I mean,
way better than the White Sox.
Yeah,
it's the White Sox. The White Sox is the dumpster fire going down the river.
They're only like 6 games off of the Blue Jays. I mean, not that that's much of a compliment, but I mean, they're right there. I mean, it's.
Jeez.
So. Yeah.
It's gonna, you know what? This is gonna be an interesting run in the.
Other than a few outliers, do you think there's more competitive balance this year?
Yes,
I think so.
Definitely.
I agree.
I mean, there's a few teams that are just out of it, right? Like my team, but I really appreciate the competitive balance. Like some people are like, this team isn't, this league isn't good, or this league is better than. I don't think it's so much that. I think there's just a lot more competitive balance among a lot of the teams, and that and that's nice to see that it's not just all decided by the All-Star break.
I mean, if you look at all this right now, like last year, everybody at this point was like, okay, the World Series is going to be, X and Y.
Right.
You can't name who you think the World Series is going to be this year, looking at the standings.
Because you can't even say the Dodgers are going to be in the Phillies doing better than them.
Yeah, I mean, the Phillies are doing the best, but that's no guarantee either. I mean, look at
they didn't make it to their
Atlanta last year was predicted to be in the World Series like a month before the season ended, and they got bounced. So,
and listen, I think Atlanta has done a really good job considering all the injuries they've had. That they're still 54 and 45. I mean, and their offense has been terrible considering what they did last year.
And they lost what's his name for the year. So I mean,
Acuna, and they lost. And now they lost Augie Albies for 8 weeks.
Yeah.
So
San Diego's just hanging around. Like that's the team that just refuses to die.
Who?
San Diego.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, they're just
still teetering right there in that line right there, that wild card line. I know you're probably looking at the same thing I am, Donnie, like the Major League Baseball, standings.
Exactly.
That dotted line.
What do you think I am?
Exactly. We're all of us looking at that right now, right?
And honestly, credit to the Cardinals for kind of bouncing back this year after a horrible year last year.
Yeah.
Like a great team, no, but a solid team, I'd say. And to kind of bounce back after that, and I don't know, just on a personal note, I love that the Pirates are above 500.
I was just going to ask this question to you guys. Like, what's your favorite storyline? Like, as far as overall team this year, is it the Pirates? Like the overall storyline that they're just like.
It's got to be that for me. And I'm probably romanticizing it a little bit just because I finally had the opportunity to go visit Pittsburgh. You go to PNC Park.
Such a beautiful ballpark.
I know it's the story that everyone tells, but I mean, I fell in love with that ballpark.
By far still my favorite ballpark.
Pirates, but just going there and trying some great food and just taking in the atmosphere. I mean, that
Clemente statue.
I mean, and I don't know, like just being like that was one of the first ballpark experiences I got to have where like I really was developing really good friendships with you guys, and really starting to appreciate baseball stadiums again, and really trying to appreciate being present in my surroundings. So probably my reactions partly in thanks to that, but I just like to see them doing well and to see Pittsburgh fans having a chance to cheer for something again.
I agree.
I same here. I think the Skeens story has really boosted that
Good
too.
point. Good point.
And I think it's a great story. I think the kid is a phenomenal pitcher, and I hope that they can really build around
I
him.
hope they don't make any moves as far as
No.
like getting rid of
Go
players.
Tigers.
You know what I mean?
Right.
No. Hey, we won, by the way, against the Tigers. Just want you guys to know that.
Well,
especially you.
yeah, don't worry. I wasn't meaning Detroit.
He was talking LSU where Skeens.
I know.
Okay.
I know.
I thought Donnie was going to say he meant Clemson.
No, I know what you were going after. And
Yeah,
I,
he do. He do.
Oh, I should have said go Tigers.
yeah,
Go Tigers.
the school that thinks they have Death Valley and they don't.
So
No,
anyway,
go Tigers.
listen, guys, it's not college season yet. Not college
I
football
know.
season yet.
Listen,
Oh, I thought we were
one?
at that transition. Like,
What was that?
I've been wanting to talk about the NFL
Yeah.
because
What was named the number
training
one?
camp just starting with all the players. So
What
you
was
know, you
named
guys
the
told me
best
not
stadium in
to.
college football by one of the what was it, ESPN?
The
Wasn't
professor,
it,
by the way,
Baton Rouge?
shout out to the professor on Instagram Live. My man is at Wrigley Field right now during a 1 hour and 20-minute rain delay.
Ooh.
Oh. He's got that sweet powder blue white front panel cap on too.
Yeah, he
I saw him
does. That's
post
a
that earlier.
nice one.
Oh, that's a nice Cubs hat that he's got.
Which one?
But I will
It's-
not buy a Cubs hat. I'm just want to put that out there.
It's got the white front panel with the I think it might be the City Connect C on it. I can't remember. No, I think it's just a regular C, but it's powder blue all the way around with the white front panel.
Mhm.
He posted it on his account earlier.
Oh, on Instagram?
Yeah, I think it was on Instagram and possibly Twitter.
I'm gonna have to check that out because
Every time I mean, he's had that hat a couple of times on there, and I'm like, man, I love that powder blue Cubs hat.
By the way, we won't talk about NFL tonight because there's a lot going on, a lot of good storylines that I want to talk about.
a sad time in Cleveland.
It's that time in Cleveland, baby. It's Cleveland is football city one, and then the rest after that.
Yeah. By the way, my boss went to Cleveland, and I tried to ask her. I asked her who had the naming rights for the stadium, and she said she couldn't find it.
I couldn't find. You know what?
Yeah.
They're no longer my company, so I don't really care.
Well, no. I mean, she. I asked her to look.
You
and
couldn't find it?
She said it wasn't very present if it was there. So I was like, okay. Well, so the mystery continues.
Dude, even if when I was still working for Progressive, I'm like, Jesus, can we put another banner up there just to
Wait,
be more obnoxious?
Is it Progressive?
No.
Okay.
It's
It's Jacobs, right?
Yeah, Jacobsville still.
Nice.
They should call it the Land.
The land.
Well, how about the new Spartanburger Stadium being named after one of the worst bank names that there is?
Which is
Fifth Third.
Yeah.
1 2/3 Bank. I hate that name. As
I'm
somebody
like,
that works
that
at
is the
one.
stupidest
1
name for a
2/3
bank.
Bank is the dumbest bank name ever.
But
What are we doing? Fractions here?
Jesus.
but Fifth Third Bank that's not the only place called Fifth Third Bank. There's a few in Georgia that have that name.
Well, all of them in Carolina are Truist something.
Yeah.
Truist
Yeah.
Point,
Oh, don't worry.
Truist
In Georgia,
Park,
we have Truist as
Stadium.
well.
Yeah, but
so-
Truist rolls off the tongue. I mean, Truist Stadium, Truist Park.
Yeah, I was just going to say
Fifth
Truist sounds
Third.
better. We'll go
Yeah.
to
Third
Fifth
Stadium.
Third
Yeah.
Bank.
Trust me, Donnie. As a dude that works in the industry, I hate that bank name. I'm like, what
I
are we
saw
doing
that
with
on
the
that-
fraction here?
Well, then the
I
other
saw
thing
that
is
on the release today, and I thought, God, that's the stupid.
but also wasn't Fifth Third Bank the one that was just under investigation too for opening up fake accounts again? Like
Well, Wells Fargo did that. But
yeah, they did, but so did Fifth Third Bank as well, I believe.
Yeah, just recently there was a bank that was like, caught with a hand in the cookie jar.
I'm checking my source before I put that out there, but I'm pretty sure it was Fifth. I'm pretty sure it was Fifth Third Bank. It had to do with like auto insurance loans. I know we're not here
NPR
talking
coming
about
after
that.
you because of that false accusation.
I love it. Let's go for it. This is what we do now.
Well, he is a celebrity.
No, I was right. Yeah, they just had to go into a settlement with the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau.
So let me
Did
ask
you
you
go
this,
after them as the government?
I did for sure. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm the lead litigator on that.
he's the government. He's the government.
I'm the government.
I love it. I
Yeah.
love it.
What were you going to ask, Ed? You were going to
Forgot
ask
already.
Look at the mayor getting back to business. I like
You
it.
guys just got me all distracted with all this, talk about naming rights of ballparks and shit. And then now, we got to talk about, banks stealing money from people. Oh, wait, that's been done before. It's still being done in history.
There's very
Anyway.
few stadiums that I call by their sponsor name.
Which is?
Like I still would refer to the ballpark. It's not the ballpark in Arlington, but I don't call the stadium at the Texas Rangers Globe Life Field.
Yeah,
I
that
call
just
it
doesn't.
Ranger Stadium. Or,
Yeah, like to me, yeah.
It's just like Busch Stadium, or it's whatever. I mean, I try not to. I can't call it Target Field in Minneapolis or whatever.
Like Toronto is Sky Dome.
Yeah,
it's not Rogers
exactly.
Center.
Exactly.
Listen, you want to know another bad name? The Pittsburgh Steelers. They went from Heinz Field to Acrisure.
Oh, trust me. When I went to Pittsburgh, I toured that stadium. It's a beautiful stadium. The problem is the name.
I'll just call it by the team's name and it's their stadium. Tiger Stadium or the Red Stadium or whatever.
What does it matter to you, Mayor? You only root for the road teams anyway.
It just I can't remember half of them.
Yeah, for real.
I mean, it used to be nice when you had Candlestick Park or the Coliseum or
what's
whatever.
Actually a good name, and I know that I'm a homer on this one, but the Q, that's an easy name. Welcome to the Q. Done. Be done with it, right? Quicken Loans Arena. They were like, no, we're not going to do a Quicken Loans.
I thought you were going to say Qualcomm Stadium, and I was like, when did you move to San Diego?
Yeah,
well, just like Jacobs Field. I mean, I would still call Cleveland Jacobs Field.
But the problem is he doesn't live. He's dead too. He's no longer the owner. So
right.
The Dolans were like, no, we want to. This is our city now.
Well, like when the Braves had Turner
and
Field,
everybody hates them.
Ted. Like I could live with the Ted. Like like that was. When it was Turner Field.
But the problem is naming rights. They got so much money involved in this that
Cleburne even recently changed theirs from like the Depot to they gave away their naming rights before the season started.
I mean, some of them roll okay. I mean, like Minute Maid Park.
I don't blame them.
They're okay. It's not Tropicana Field, whatever.
Well, I can't call Marlins Park Lone Depot.
Yeah, I'm not going to call it Lone Depot. I'm going to call it Marlins Park.
That's I was
going to say I don't care if
that's a good example of what I was trying to go for to start with.
Well, and is it just a coincidence that Lone Depot, has a deal with Major League Baseball overall? I mean, they're one of the official their official insert naming right here of Major League Baseball.
Yeah.
So
it's gonna be interesting this season. Yeah. I wonder. I want to know like a good name for a ballpark, like a good name, like
Well, while we're doing that, I just want to announce to the chat that I'm doing I'm doing a fundraising effort for the Get Ed the latest Dog Pound logo hat fund.
Jesus, don't do that. Don't donate to that one.
Yeah, it's very important to Ed that he has the most recent Dog Pound logo that he loves so much on a fitted hat. So
I effing hate that thing.
Yeah, no. Actually, we need to get him a dad hat so he wears it front and center. If I get him a snapback, he'll wear it backwards. So it needs to be a dad hat.
I will.
So everyone, just remember what Ed has done for all of us. Okay, just think about kindness and get him that Dog Pound hat. Let's go.
How bad is that thing? That is such a bad logo.
I love it just to see you cringe.
Oh.
I love the presence of it just to see you cringe.
Do the Browns as a team just kind of have like the worst like group of identity?
Yes.
Like overall, the helmet.
Well, I love that their main logo is like their helmet.
I mean, even Brownie's kind of cool, but he's kind of like so outdated.
Well, the problem is that they used the wrong Brownie.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They used the oldest one available, and it just absolutely had garbage.
I actually prefer the rushing Brownie, like the one where he's rushing. Like that one's pretty cool. But I love that most of the Browns logos are either their word mark or like the helmet.
Get rid of the helmet
with brown on it. Like I'm like,
listen, I'm okay with you not having any logo on your helmet. Okay, that makes you.
I'm okay with that. That's fine.
the
That's fine.
Steelers having
But-
one logo on one side, which by the way, it was because they didn't have enough money to put both logos on both sides of the helmet. That's
Mhm.
why they're the Steelers like that, which is a cool history. But
Yep.
like, get rid of the helmet logo. It's
So
2024 for the love of all that is good.
so
Get rid
so
of
when,
it.
so when you go into like the Brown store, do they just sell like a plain brown shirt and it's officially licensed with like nothing on it, and that's like the Browns like.
I'm not
official
even
apparel?
buying that. Put the elf on it, and then I'd be like, cool.
So if they had like actually a cool dog logo, not the one they've got, but if the dog logo was actually very good,
Yeah, go
would
for
you
it.
see that as being like the primary they should go with? Because
Yeah.
what it reminds me of is like Penn State. You have the Nittany Lions; they have really cool logos with the lion, but it's not on their helmet. So the
Right.
Browns, they're known for the dog pound. If they had a really cool dog logo, that could be their logo in advertising, but still have the helmet with nothing on it. It's kind of
The Skyline Chili Dad Hat Chronicle.
well played, Phil. Well played.
Good one. Naming
Yeah.
rights.
Yeah.
No, it's like the Dad Hat Chronicle Sports Show sponsored by Skyline Chili.
Zach just induced a
So-
5-4-3
so-
double play to get out of the inning.
Nice.
That's my guy.
But that's the thing, though. Like the Nittany Lions, their lion, like the logo they have for the lion that they use on all their hats. Dude, I'm a fan.
Yeah.
Man, you aren't lying, man.
Okay, stop it. But like the helmet, it's cool. I like that it is a white helmet with one blue
Yeah.
stripe. Dude, that's just old school as it gets when it
Yeah.
comes to football,
Yeah.
right? I'm cool with that. The Browns wearing a white helmet, dude, such a huge fan of that.
I mean, the Browns helmets as themselves are really cool because they're simple. The orange one, the white one, whatever. But not the helmet as the logo. That's
such a cop out.
Yeah.
And I don't want to hear it like, oh, it's history. You know what? F off on the history. Okay.
Man, I mean, shoot, regardless of what happens, I mean, with the addition of Jameis, the Browns are just going to be phenomenal. this year,
Jesus,
man.
mother of God, I can't. Just ugh.
And to watch me say that and watch him ball out and like make me look like an idiot.
He probably will ball out. Why?
That's the
Because what's his name can't get on the field, and we're giving him a $250 million complete guaranteed contract.
His former high school was just down the road from me.
See, I was having a good time, and you guys had to just go and get me all worked up.
So change subject.
We didn't mean to
So
dog you.
watching the game earlier with Heel on the mound for the Yankees with all that neck tattoo and all that. Like, how can the Yankees be okay with all of that but not let the players wear beards? Like, come on.
I
saw that and I'm like, they're okay with all of that neck tattoo stuff.
What are they
And
going to
there's
do?
nothing wrong
Have
with
him-
it. Well, there's nothing wrong with the neck tattoos. I'm not trying to like.
No.
be
What are they
anti-him.
going to make
But
him
it's
wear
just-
a turtleneck?
It's almost funny that they can do nothing about that and they kind of have to be okay with that, but they won't let people grow a beard. Like,
That's
really?
the dumbest thing.
Which
Yeah,
picture
it
is,
is.
which picture is that, Donnie?
Dumbest thing.
Heel.
Oh, Hill.
Yeah.
Okay.
Gil. Pronounce it heel.
Oh, Heel. Luis Heel.
Luis Heel. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Gil?
Okay.
Gil?
I want to say Gil, but it's they pronounce
Heel,
it heel.
it's Heel, I believe.
Yeah.
Whatever.
But well, Donnie, I got a question for you. Is Nestor Cortez going to keep the ball in the ballpark?
No.
I don't know what any of these guys are going to do.
Like, because I don't know what's happened to Nestor, but man,
So the Yankees lineup, including Boone, they're like that boat that the whale hit today. Like it just like you think you got a good boat, and then boom, whale comes up and just tips it over. They're
I
messing
just
it
saw
up.
Nestor the other night, and I was like, has he like his confidence has just been dented? Like,
You know what it is with him? Is that they're finally just gotten to the point where like they've already figured out Nestor Cortez and all his shenanigans. They're like, dude, we know it just doesn't matter anymore. Like you're not confusing anybody.
Right.
well, Major League
He doesn't
hitter-
have any speed because he's doing all these stupid other things
well,
that is taking away
pitch.
from the speed of this pitch.
yeah. Well,
Pitch.
and Major League hitters are smart enough to figure that kind of stuff out. It's kind of like when Major League pitchers are good enough to figure out what hitters can't hit. Like when a guy's a good fastball hitter, they go to the off-speed stuff and then it changes. I
Yeah,
mean,
right.
it's just, because it's the major leagues. It's where the best of the best are. They make, they
But
may
a
hit
good
for a little
Major
bit,
League-
but then they make adjustments.
Right. A good major league ball player will adjust on the
Yep.
fly.
Yep.
Nestor Cortez has not done anything.
And they've seen him enough to know what to kind of expect. So
Virgil, I hope you're okay, my man.
I indeed am dropping in to report a foul ball has hit my scorekeeping hand.
He
No.
went all Anna on that baseball.
Keep the ball. Keep the ball to yourself. Like, I mean, you got injured, so you got to keep the ball.
Yeah.
Okay.
I wonder if he broke it like Anna did.
Lord
Virgil, we hope you're okay, my man.
Yeah, I hope you're okay. I mean, you might. We'll send you to
apparently
Albie's
he's
doctor.
okay because he's jumping in on our show and he's texting us. So apparently he's okay.
He's
He
doing
could
it
be
with
using his left hand.
Hey, Virgil, drink another Yingling to make the pain go away.
Yeah, right. 1 or 2 or 5.
Numb the pain.
Mr. Mayor, being at a Yankee Stadium yesterday while Juan Soto went off was awesome.
Hey, there you go. You got to see some cool shit there.
Do you think
I was
he'll
gonna say
stay
that-
there?
Juan Soto's a pretty good player, isn't he?
You think Juan Soto will stay there?
Nah, he's gonna go. He'll be on the trade market here by the trade deadline.
He'll be in New York Met next year.
Nah, I think they'll sign him. I think they'll work a deal out.
You think so?
Juan Soto's going to the Mets. Steve Cohen's gonna-
texting with it's
Steve
okay,
Cohen's
Virgil.
about to- Steve
Virgil,
Cohen's
you're a
about to open
trooper,
that
baby.
wallet.
You are a trooper. That's all we know. Okay, keep
told-
the ball. Put it in your pocket.
I told you he was texting with his left hand. That's what I said. I know my man Virgil.
So doesn't matter, guys. He's a trooper. He's gonna stay there and finish the game and keep that game, okay? Because that's what Virgil does.
That's right. Even if he's got a right left-handed, and we won't even know what the numbers are.
Not all
he'll be there.
heroes wear capes, okay? Not all heroes wear capes. So let's go with that.
Yep.
So, God almighty, it's already 10 o'clock, guys. What do we got going on, gentlemen? I'll start with you, Patrick.
Well, this week on the Minor League Baseball Head History Series, we're going back to the American Association, and we're talking about we're going to Lincoln, Nebraska, talking about the Lincoln Salt Dogs. So,
That's
be
a
sure
cool
to check
name,
it out
Salt
tomorrow.
Dog.
You what?
That's a cool name, Salt Dogs.
Salt Dogs, yeah. An interesting story. I got to give credit to Paul Caputo, our good friend, because I learned it from his article with sportslogos.net. But a pretty cool story with at least a portion of the Salt Dogs name. So be sure to check it out tomorrow. Lincoln Salt Dogs Minor League Baseball Head History Series.
Okay. All right. Okay. Already talked to Patrick, Mr. Influencer.
So for Earn Fun Average tomorrow, Johnny and I head to Syracuse, New York. We talked to the radio guy, Evan Stockton, with the Syracuse Mets. So fun, get to talk about the AAA of the Mets tomorrow with the radio broadcaster. And then this Saturday, I'm heading to Texas for Prophet Palooza Jr. So looking forward to some Texas baseball starting this weekend.
Nice.
Love it.
Man, I'm really glad you get to take a trip this year, Eric. I mean,
I know.
I
Me
mean,
too.
that's long overdue. You haven't been anywhere
almost
this year.
August.
So
I'm glad I finally got one in.
I'm telling you, I'm just glad you got at least one trip this year.
It's about time.
What about you, Mr. Mayor?
So I've got several things. We got makeup game for the Blowfish tomorrow night. It was a rain out last Thursday, although they're calling for a lot of rain tomorrow, so I hope it doesn't get rained out again. Got that Thursday night. Me and some of my guys are going to have a guys' night out at the Fireflies for Thirsty Thursday, and it's Christmas in July.
By the way, this is the hat.
That's the hat that Hatter has.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, I was wrong. It wasn't the City Connect. It's that cool old school with the bear inside the seat.
Yeah. Ooh, that's a nice one.
So our friends, actually Mike Ward that was on here earlier, him and his wife and their son have a table behind us. And I think Rhonda's actually going to hang out with them Thursday night and kind of keep an eye on us guys at the table. Friday, Jack McGuinn is coming to town. Mr. Hat, ice cream helmet display, and talk to him about his project and everything and how that's going. Science Fair Whiz. Yeah, he is a Sunday helmet savant, according to his page. So Jack and his dad are going to be here and be our guests for Margaritaville night on Friday.
Nice.
And
give our best to Jack, man.
Yeah, looking forward to hanging out with him and seeing him. And then earmuffs for Saturday. Going up to Greenville for the Party Animals and Firefighters game at the Greenville Drive Stadium. So,
yeah, no one loves banana ball more than Ed.
That's right.
Absolutely no one. He's actually really good friends with the owner.
Yeah, very good.
Yep.
Like this.
Yep.
You guys really just trying to just push my buttons tonight, aren't you?
Hey, I got 2 extra tickets, Ed. If you want to come, you and Darla want to come hang out.
Well, you know how the website Etsy got its name, right? Ed and Jesse together.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, you know.
Anyways, listen. This week, Val and I, we finished our interview with your boy Mike Luch of
Love Luch.
Yeah, so that was a good interview. Obviously, we finished it off. Famous not so famous questions. Talk about a little bit more about the team and everything.
That was a good 2-part interview.
It was awesome. Next week is going to be a good one too. So stay tuned for that. But I did. I'm a man of my word. I bought the ice cream hat.
Nice.
It is a beautiful hat. I love it. I can't wait. I should be getting either tomorrow or Friday. So one of those days, to one more Wednesday or Friday.
Well, definitely not Thursday though.
Nope, not Thursday.
Either tomorrow or Friday.
Yeah, exactly. So, but I'm very excited. So guys, make sure you guys check that one out. Make sure you guys are following these 3 people, also as well me on all social media platforms as well. And then, maybe next week we'll talk some football. Now that football is back,
We'll have a week of training camp to
talk about. We'll talk about
some stories.
Yeah, we'll talk about some. Hey, by the way, CeeDee Lamb not showing up for training camp. Also, surprise, Aaron Rodgers did not show up for mandatory.
Let's hook Ed up with the dog pound. Let's make that happen.
Jordan Love's not practicing either until he gets a contract. So
really,
who?
Jordan Love?
Yeah, he's not practicing right now. He's
did Aaron Rodgers decide to practice finally?
No, he still hasn't.
He never practices until.
He's an idiot.
Hey, but Bryce Young showed up looking like an 8th grader.
He did.
Yeah, I mean, like rocking it like a middle schooler, man. He's got that middle school drip on.
You know who should be completely holding out? Dak Prescott.
James Winston. He deserves a lot more money.
No, Dak Prescott should be holding out.
Yeah,
he should be the one holding out. CeeDee Lamb is holding out from training camp. I'm not getting an extension. I'm not going.
Listen, the person on the Cowboys that deserves to be holding out for anything is a certain defender.
You don't again, see. I was having a good night, guys. I was having a good night. Micah Parsons is not going to get an extension. He's not
now. Not right now.
No, he's not going to. He's not that good.
Dak knows he's going to get paid at some point, so he's not worried. Well, I don't think Dak's worried about it, and Dak wants to stay a Cowboy, so he's not going to rock that boat.
I think. Well, Stephen Jones is saying, what do you say? We have to play some kind of like Houdini-like thing, or Houdini to pay all 3.
But, listen, I know they own the team and everything, but can someone just from marketing and communications really sit them down and guys, you guys can't be saying stupid shit like that on podcasts and on radio. I mean, probably they know what they're doing.
Stephen Jones went to the Jerry Jones School of Answering Questions. Like father, like son.
Yeah. Unreal. Dude, shut up. Less is more.
Yeah, he wanted to go from Jerry World to Stephen World.
What time are you ending tonight? I just finished dinner. Val just finished dinner, by the way, guys. What did you eat? So,
well, she probably had it
well, she probably had Chef Gary bring her something.
Well, I was gonna say she had it specially prepared, by somebody.
Bro, some of those things that I follow him on Instagram. Sweet Lord. I mean, that's some good food.
What is it? You get into the All-Star game like 6 hours early to kind of check out everything. I'm like,
I can just see Val opening the refrigerator, and she's just all these containers from Chef Gary of all these different meals labeled and everything.
Come on over. Come on, Val. We'll stay a little longer just so you can.
Yeah, and that's like Donnie level stuff.
No, she's way above me. I don't have that kind of level.
I can tell you this: I've never been featured on a minor league teams page.
I aspire to be that level.
Yeah.
It was that half Yankees, half Mets spot.
Listen, I'm a commenter that's just in here with a bunch of celebrities anyway. I just kind of come along for the ride. Like, you know, some people get like
This dude, right? He's on the radio talking about his job. He's he's all hanging out with Ben's Biz, get his own article, and was able to want to spend more time with him and everything, so it's cool though. Don't worry about it. It's what we do.
Well, I mean, you get exclusive like hat releases, and then
Mr. Humble Brag over here.
Yeah, and then
right?
Mr. Mayor getting
I'm telling you guys should go get
the poster boy for season tickets over there. You guys should
go get that hat though, because that hat is fire.
But I'm local famous. You're beyond local famous.
No, I'm not even local famous, dude. Listen, I don't go to Gwinnett and like get my run of the place. Like I can go to the merch store and that's about it.
Did you get did any of you get that hat on Sunday?
No,
I didn't. I thought about it, but I passed.
No, I've got a hat with that. I've already got a hat or two with that logo on it. So, like, I got the original run of Jimmy's hats though.
The Space Pigs is also nice.
I got a Space Pigs. I did get a Space Pigs.
I'm also looking at their cookies.
Which one?
The new version of the cookie.
The new version, the one with where he's playing the
guitar.
The guitar.
It's not guitar, it's a cuatro. But it's cool. I want to.
Told you.
Yeah. Well, don't worry. There's a dog pound hat on the way to you, Ed.
I hate you. I mean, good. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. Do you hate me more than Eric now?
No.
Okay.
Eric has his own place in Hateville. No. Val, use the link that we sent you on the thread.
I will show
the one
you
that Donnie asked about.
I had this back here, and I've been holding off. I'm going to send this to Ed. I haven't showed it to him, but I did find this at discount at TJ Maxx.
Oh, God.
And this is what we talked about earlier. This is the hat that Ed needs. It's a dad hat with the helmet on it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh my God, you're
a pretty nice hat, to be fair.
I just haven't had a chance to send it to you. I've had it sitting back here, and I just forgot all about it a minute ago.
In a weird way, though, that brown on the brown helmet actually really works well.
Oh my God, that's too funny.
Honestly, I kind of like it.
No, I don't mind it. Listen.
It's better. I'd rather have that version of like orangish brown than just a straight brown and then have that on there.
I kind of like that. I can see that being a secondary logo. You know what I'm saying? If that was to be a secondary logo, I think that would be so fire. You know what I'm saying? But the fact that it's like it's their primary, that's my issue with it. You know what I'm saying? Like you got the Jets who like rebranded like 674,000 times. You know what I mean? The Bengals white and black helmet with, you know what I mean? Bengals, doesn't have a logo except for the B, which is pretty cool. I like that one. You know what I mean? Steelers, I can't hate on the Steelers because they got a logo that actually makes sense.
I'd love to see somebody do a custom Browns helmet that has that helmet logo on the side.
They have
the helmet on the helmet.
I actually have my replica Browns helmet back there.
Oh yeah,
I do. Although they're going with the white mask now.
Yeah,
they're going back to that.
Val, I just texted you the link. Oh, look at that.
Yeah, that's
nice.
So.
You know what I mean?
Hey, you got face shield and everything.
Oh yeah. This was a Christmas gift from CFO.
Was that Tim Couch's helmet?
Yes, it was.
Nice. Or Seneca Wallace?
Oh my God!
Wow.
Jeez.
Deep pull. Seneca Wallace was pretty good though.
He was actually.
Seneca Wallace was better than what we had last year. Anyways.
Yeah. Listen. I've done a deep dive on like former Browns quarterbacks. I love going through that history of like 29 quarterbacks that you guys have had.
Thank you so much.
You're most welcome.
This is actually the Baker Mayfield helmet.
Oh, your boy.
My boy Baker Mayfield.
Your boy Baker.
So there it is. Okay.
I thought maybe that was the Brian Hoyer special.
Well, Brian Hoyer. Hey, Brian Hoyer's at Cleveland. You can't hate on Brian Hoyer.
Brian Hoyer is one of the few that got you a winning season.
He did, so I'm not going to hate on that. Okay, Fry, also from
Channing Frye.
Frye from Akron.
Oh, my guy,
dude. I mean, we're a joke at this point. So, like, you need to, like, if you want to be, like, granted, the last couple of years they've been really good, make the playoffs. I'm very happy for that, all that good stuff. You know what I mean? But just give me a new logo. Let's go with a new logo. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Val, I text you the link, by the way.
I did the same thing.
So
she probably got it 3 times.
That must have been some good food. She's like, can't even figure out the link on the text.
There she is.
There she goes.
Hey.
Here we go.
There she is.
Sorry, I was literally eating and watching the Rangers almost blow this game to the White Sox. It's so fun.
Yay, the White Sox.
Hey.
Yikes.
Nice hat.
Thanks.
That's a very nice hat.
I was like, man, I'm always wearing like my regular Albuquerque, Vegas, Quesos hat. Let me switch it up real quick.
Well, like I'm showing the food identity for you tonight, Val, with the s'more.
Rocky Mountain vibes.
Yeah, toasty, with toasty.
Yes.
I'm not.
So earlier you guys brought up an interesting point talking trade deadline. And yes, I also did hear the same thing. If the Rangers begin to perform, to be fair though, they are playing the White Sox this series. So it's like,
you got to wait until they're done with the White Sox.
Yeah. So when they start to perform after this series is done, there's probably less of a chance, that we really do anything, next week. But yes, Nate Eovaldi his name is on that list. Adolis Garcia, his name is on that list. Kirby Yates, which I really like Kirby Yates. He just gave up his first home run yesterday. And he's such a breath of fresh air from Jose Leclerc, who is now our 7th inning guy, which is so weird to see. But honestly, Jose Leclerc was terrible. But he is he's been with the team for a while now. So I wouldn't mind getting rid of him though.
Yeah.
But
Kirby Yates is a journeyman.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I haven't kept up with him since he was in San Diego. And then I see him with the Rangers earlier this season and I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
So.
And also, the Rangers is a team that I'm like, I can't figure out. I just can't. I
just don't know. Like Adolis Garcia just has so much value. There's just so much value on that name. I know right now he hasn't been doing great, but it's like, who would we get from where? Like,
I was just gonna say,
if we're getting Adolis Garcia, I want to find a way to get Ohtani. I want Randy Rosarena. I want who else is great right now? You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, obviously that would never happen, but like, I don't want to give him up. I'm not ready.
Cole Reagans.
Oh yes.
No, you're not touching Reagan.
I think that makes sense. That makes absolute sense.
Cole Reagan could be great in that Rangers rotation.
Nathaniel Lowe is another name that they could be looking at, depending on how these next couple of series go. Dane Dunning's another guy, but honestly, Dane Dunning started heating up and doing really well with us towards the middle of last season. So it's like I still have faith in the guy, and I really want to see what where he goes. Travis Jankowski, obviously he's on his last year, but I don't see him re-signing with or doing. I mean, I think this is it for him. It has to be. He's been playing for 9-10 years now. I mean, not that that's a long time, but it's like I don't see us going yet for another year after this.
Those are all good shouts.
Yeah, Josh Smith is another one, but he's staying. He's too good. I mean, he's gonna probably ask for a lot, but
yeah,
I'll pull up the checkbook. I don't care.
All right, what do we need to? How much do we need to put?
Well, the good thing for the Rangers is you've got some really good young players that have a good core. I mean, Langford,
Young, Josh Young,
Carter.
Yeah, Evan Carter's another one. Josh Young, we're waiting for him to come back, but when
you had some injuries, you had some injuries is a big thing.
Yeah, no, it's terrible. But at least it's not looking like that injury list for LA, man. That's tough. Ooh. That's tough. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. LA and Atlanta have long injury lists.
Yeah,
And
They're
to
going
be
to
fair,
bounce back, though.
we are waiting on Jacob deGrom. He should be back by next month. We just got Max Scherzer back too, who did phenomenal in Houston. We took 2 out of 3 in that series the Sunday before, or that Saturday.
Thank you, by the way. Thank you for that.
That's what I've been saying, though. I mean,
America thanks you for that.
The Rangers are 4 out, and they're getting pitching back, and like I'm saying, like there is the potential they could make a run. That's what I've been saying.
I mean, with Bruce Bochy as the guy, still as their manager, there's no other option in October. Like there's no other option.
You gotta make it to the playoffs. You gotta make it. If you don't, that's just an absolute
if you can't have Ned Yost, I mean, at least have Bruce Bochy, right?
Honestly.
Bruce Bochy.
Who was our guy for the All-Star game, and he is that guy, he's that guy.
He's him.
Yeah, I was just took the words right out of my mouth.
Huh?
He's him.
He's him.
He's him.
And so
he's him.
We'll see what happens, though. I mean, once Mookie comes back in a few weeks, I saw him taking BP yesterday, so I'm like, great, we're gonna have to deal with that conversation again. MLB is gonna be all over it, and that's all we're gonna hear.
Well, the Rangers also have something that a lot of other teams don't have, and that's the Val effect.
Oh yeah,
there it is.
I hope. Shoot, the boomstick effect too, the Chef Chris effect, man.
Go for it.
See,
whatever it is, as long as it's there.
All of that, with all due respect, all that's encapsulated in the Stadium Food Girl effect.
I mean, I wish I was there more often I haven't seen them lose in person this year. I've seen them in Kansas City. And I went to 2 games in Kansas City versus the Royals. They won both games.
Oh, good for you. Good for you.
Oh, no. That's so awkward.
No. That's good.
Look at Eric. Eric's just like,
that is such a nice thing to hear.
That was
the Rangers
a really good story. I really enjoyed that.
And then when they played the Cubs opening weekend, I was there, and they obviously won those. I think it was I went to the first 2 games. I don't remember. Yeah. I don't think they swept them. No, they did.
Again, good for you.
And then,
I was going to say, you gave Craig Counsell a nice welcome to Chicago.
Yeah. But and then I went the weekend when they played the Astros and they won. So I just got to be there more often.
Well, then you're the reason. You're the reason they're kind of middle of the pack. You got to go to more games, get them over the hump.
Yeah. I mean, I'm a huge Angels and A's fan. I'm a huge Angels and A's fan tonight.
No, those is.
Can you spread some of your luck up to Toronto north of the border, because they desperately need it?
In exchange for some poutine fries, I got you.
They need more than just that, my friend. They need some. They need a miracle, my friend. So,
dude, I've given up on this season. I mean, I already know. I love following it. It's to try to get. There's the Blue Jays Dad account on Twitter always talks about what they had to do to get to winning 100 games, which the Blue Jays have never done. And he's like, you have to go 56-9 the rest of the way. And I'm like, yeah, they're going to go 9-56.
What happened there? There was so much hype with Biggio and Vladdy Jr. and
it never came together. I mean, they never put it all together. That's the problem.
Yeah.
There was a lot. That's why there's a big difference, right, on paper versus what you do on the field. That's why you play the games.
100%.
Yeah, and last season, 2 years ago, they had such a vaunted offense, and then they switched to prioritizing defense and pitching, and then when they did that, even though they kept some bats, I think it really changed when they got rid of Teoscar Hernandez. Losing his bat in the lineup, it really changed everything.
Yep.
And then they tried to prioritize defense, which is not inherently bad. I mean, and last year they were really good with defense, but then they forgot how to hit.
But I was just going to say, at the cost of offense, though, they
kind of lost their identity.
A name this season too, Teoscar, man. Jeez,
Teoscar's a beast, man. I love Teoscar.
Man, seeing him,
in Dodgers uniform.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I get it.
Terrible.
Listen, I'm even he can wear whatever uniform he wants. I still love Teoscar.
And they still want more. They still want more. They're
That's
going
what I was just saying.
Rosarena?
These guys are going to go get Randy Rosarena. They're going to get more players just because. Why?
I mean, they're going to go get Salvador Perez. I mean, they're just going to be everybody.
Salvi Perez is leaving. They're going to get rid of. Yeah, absolutely. They need a backup catcher. So Salvi Perez will be a great addition to the Dodgers. Absolutely. Yeah.
Listen, I got to give a shout out to Salvi though. Did you see how he gave his catching gear away to that kid from Uganda? The pit.
Yeah.
Like the guy that he plays for the Frederick Keys.
Yeah.
And he gave him his all-star catching gear. Like he's got to meet him, and he flew to the all-star game, and then Salvi, who's I'm messing around, but he's like one of the best guys in all of baseball.
Is like, he's a class act.
Yeah, I mean he's a class act, and to give that really, really cool catching gear to that player and make a dream come true for him. I mean that's what it's all about. And so big shout out to Salvi for that. In all seriousness.
Yeah.
By the way, just so you know, we were talking about our boy Trout.
Yep.
14 minutes ago on MLB Fox. Mike Trout was removed from tonight's rehab game with left knee soreness. He is considered day to day.
So in other words,
that going to affect his appearance in Salt Lake in a few days?
He's probably not going to play for a while. Shut him down.
It's certainly a setback. It's certainly a setback. And then Kershaw pitched for OKC.
Yeah,
and gave up 4 runs.
He starts on Thursday, doesn't he?
Yeah.
One more, Zach.
Of course you were at that game, Eric, because you're always at every flipping game.
That's right.
Jesus. Anyways, all right, ladies.
I go to games.
Past, it's 10:30. This guy has to wake up early, but guys, thank you for joining me. This was fun as always.
And Val, thanks for joining in with us.
Yeah. Sorry I joined late. I heard you earlier, and I was like, "Oh, let me hurry up and eat."
Let me hurry up.
Listen, ratings go up whenever Stadium Food Girl joins us. So
I wish one day. I hope that's the goal, right?
Absolutely. 100. Guys, thank you for joining us again. Make sure that you join all of these knuckleheads. We will see you guys next week, 9 p.m. Eastern time, except on Twitter because Twitter sucks at life. We will see you guys. Have a wonderful night. Bye.
See you guys.
Bye.
We're gonna take on the world.